Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Mando Memorial Day weekend. I'm coining it. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome, Dave. Welcome, Dana. Welcome, Christopher. We are a few moments early. We're just going to let everyone come in. This is a vintage and modern show. Experimenting with different things. I wasn't too happy with the overall but modern only show I did the other day, so I'm trying something different where I'm putting a little bit of vintage, a little bit of modern. Pretty much I would say 99% Star Wars with a couple of Garbage Pail Kid packs or card sets thrown in for good measure. All right, so why don't I give you guys a couple Black Series? I got something that's weird. I had sold off all my Black Series. I have a couple of figures, but I sold off all my Black Series, and I'd forgotten that I have a couple of boxes that have three. There's four boxes, and three of them have like extra hands or extra pieces, which I'll show. I was just going to run it all, as a lot and for $1 to see if anybody wanted it. If not, it's fine. I had sold it off the figures individually, and I'd forgotten that I kept the boxes because I forgot that I kept the boxes of things that had extra pieces. So, all right, I'll run it, Sig, and I'll try to bop around. All right, I'll try to do a little bit of vintage, a little bit of modern, a little bit of retro, a little bit of modern. I'll go back and forth. It's probably a little more modern. I do have a vintage carded open blister figure. I do have a sideshow figure. Here, let me give you guys scans since you're here early. You're the early birds, so you get the scan. All right, so we got some loose figures. We got a partially complete speeder bike. I threw in a biker scout. We got the Mandalorian. I'm trying to stick to the Mando theme. We got a bunch of Mando figures. We got some Legacy collection, Saga collection, or Saga Legends, some Saga and Attack of the Clones, a couple of Revenge of the Sith. This is a open blister, but really, really nice 9 vintage carded figure. A couple of these, couple of Star Wars Galaxies 10 pack of cards. Yes, we have a handful of complete vintage here. Something interesting. I don't know if there's going to be. We have a battle pack. Got a couple of. I got a U-wing loose. Here's a couple of the Black Series, and those are those boxes I mentioned. Got a Yavin Luke sideshow, as well as the holographic Darth Sidious. A couple of Episode 1. A couple of Power of the Jedi. This is actually a bootleg item that's actually got a lot of complete. A couple of Happy Meal. Not Happy Meal, but the food premiums. Can also run a couple of individual trays today. All right, so and retro collection, I got another set of those individuals, along with a few of the Mandalorian ones. So a little bit of hodgepodge of everything. If you are excuse me, if you are in a rush or you have someplace to be and there's something you saw you'd like me to try to bump to the front of the line, I'd be happy to do that. Okay. For now, we're going to start with this awesome Rebel Commando. This is a really clean, really, really strong, good figure. Okay. Well, because you asked again, I'll start throwing some of those up after this. All right. Vintage collection Off-World Java. I do in fact have the Mandalorian version of that. Yes. And we'll run that too. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to grab. I need my little post-it note here. Oh, forgot to undo this. All right. So why don't we start with this? Basically, guys, the way I work is individual figures like this. I do $1 starts. Carded figures, I do $4 starts. And then the bigger items, I might go. And if they're rarer items, I might go a little bit more. Plus, I want to point out some giveaways. All right, this is a custom Han and Carbonite that we'll do as a giveaway number 1. We're going to do one set of Garbage Pail Kids as a giveaway number 2. A modern Kenobi and Vader together for giving number 3. And then there's a Death Star droid, but I did some work on it. It was like completely shot with painted, so I got to call it a customized Death Star droid. So those are our giveies for today. So let's get started. Loose modern. I don't have any. Oh, you mean like Oh, Josh, if you've been on the channel before, I have the wall of loose figures. I can scan that at a later time. I'm not gonna do that this second, but I can be happy to do that a little later if you're interested. All right, these are. I'm gonna do 20 seconds, guys. 7-second counters, and we'll start this guy at $1. So we'll start with that. Someone was asking about a Black Series, so I'll take care of that now. I'm just gonna bop around. Anybody throws in okay, Eric Carr. Thank you for that. Okay, now we got Basil. Start him at 4. Woo. Black Series. He would be a medium. So let's start at 4. You are welcome, Eric Carr. This is medium 1. Hope you're all doing well. I am very much excited. I was not able yesterday to get to the movies to see Mando again, but I am going tomorrow in the evening to catch it a third time. $4. Good grab on that. Thank you for that. All right, we got a C-3PO. This is his arms are a little loose. His legs, however, are pretty tight. There's just a little bit of give. So, and then check out the shine on that. This is a very, very thin, and the lack of rust there. This is an excellent C-3PO. All right. I only have a handful more thing. All right, so I only have, I think, 2 more that I'm running right now. And then the boxes. I'll run that as a bundle. But I will give you the other one. I will run the other Black Series on the front end of this show so that you can pop onto something else if you need to. Really have no loyalty to seeing as how it's a modern. Oh, I know. Good grab on that. It's a modern and vintage. I don't have any real issue doing it. So, all right. This is a whim from very underrated, awesome show, Skeleton Crew, which I appreciate. Some liked it, some didn't, but I really enjoyed it. Had a real Goonies vibe to me. Bespin Guard version 2. Give me a second. I don't know if I have any today. Oh, no, I have a version 1. No version 2s today. Sorry. Yeah, it's always hard to keep that one in the coffers. What's up, Maddie? How you doing? Hey, go see. There you go. All right, and how about? All right, 9 nub. Check out the back. It's one of the cleaner ones. Okay, no scratches. Good paint. Good paint on the heels. Good paint on the boots. It's an excellent figure to have if you need them. All right. Any vehicles? I'm running a U-wing, a loose U-wing, in honor of Mando. Spoiler alert. That is one spoiler alert. You do find him. There is a bit of a. I have to back up my. $2 figure E. Oh my God, we're done. All right, we got. How about here's a retro. This is a Mandalorian retro figure. Okay. Oh, it's okay, man. All right, come back to him later. All right. We have Chewie. Let the Wookiee win. Very good limbs. Okay, it's the Hong Kong. Let me do this. Go back to this. Grab the other Black Series for us. It's accessories. The only ones I have. Thank you, Rhino. The only things I have for accessories are related to those boxes I mentioned earlier, which I'll run in just a few moments. I need to do this one and then one more different one. That's Jod Nanawood, Black Series. And I'll walk you through what they are. Okay, cool. You guys gotta bop around. Okay, it'll be. I'm trying to mix it up so it'll be some vintage, some modern, back to vintage, back to modern, a couple of odds and ends stuff. All right, see. Thank you for taking that up. My hands, and let's do decent Stormtrooper. Okay, does have a little bit of paint loss on the hands, as is common for this, but good limbs, decent color. Okay, it's a played. All of my, all I got is my. I always like to tell people my toys are played with toys. I mean, obviously the stuff that's carded is not, but the stuff that is. The stuff that is that I run, generally speaking. I mean, I have a couple that are in good condition, like really, really like gradable condition. But for the most part, they're played with. They come from collections and things like that. Okay, what is this? Okay, so this is my last Black Series for the day, which I'll show you in a minute. I put that already. Thanks for the follow there, Cody. All right, cool. All right, so let me walk through these. Got to back this up a bit. All right, so as I said, actually, the battle droid. Ooh, that might actually be. That might just be the box. Oh yeah, no, there's an antenna. There's an antenna as part of it. So that's kind of the piece with that. Okay, and then we have a set of like a hand for Padme. Looks like just one extra hand. Like I said, these are things that I kept because when I had my figures on storage. This one, I think this is a Walgreens exclusive General Veers box. I don't believe it has any parts. It's just the box. And again, I don't know if there's anybody who wants the box. I was gonna and then this other one, Kylo Ren, just to the side. He's got his helmet and his extra saber in there. Okay, so I'll run this entire lot for $1. Whoops. There we go. Oh, come on. There it is. Sig wants it all. Oh, ooh, someone else is in for it. Yeah, boxes. So you can't wanted it. So, as I said, there's a couple of accessories inside the box, but let me just put that down. Look at that. Hey, I'd be honestly, I'd rather ship it to you than put it in the trash because that was basically where it was ending up. All right, thank you for that. We got a WA7 droid. Want a cup of Jawa juice from Attack of the Clones? Good card. Thank you, Rano. Excellent. Okay, I got a beautiful B-wing pilot, clean. And we're running. I'm just going to take all of these. Thank you, Scott. Look at that. All right, guys, we have a New Hope Han Solo with the clear stand. Flight to Alderaan. Trey, just a reminder. Whoops, put down for $1. Oh well. So we might get a figure for $1. I was gonna say, Berdani, take it. My mistake. All right, and Scott ended up making it $4 anyway. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, Scott, appreciate that. We have next is a Cloud Car Pilot, no accessories, just the Cloud Car Pilot. Okay. Beautiful figure, nice and clean. Don't let this one. Please bid more than $1. No, I do that out of joke, guys. If I didn't want to sell it, I would. If I wanted them for more, I'd put it in for more. I think I'll put these two together though. Okay, this is a two for. All right, guys, we get those giveaways that I showed you in the back there. They will run every 25 or so. So we're about halfway towards the next one. Thank you, Scott. Good grab on that. Okay. Okay, we got and Scott, you unlocked a gold Hoth Rebel. So this is Luke Skywalker. Okay. New Hope, Tatooine Encounter. All right, switch that out. How about this one? We got Obi-Wan, Outlander, Nightclub Encounter. Comes with the cool little bar scene. Sorry, guys, I'm just updating this. Okay. Okay. That's no problem. All right, we got an FX7. One of my favorite figures because it just is so different, you know. Comes with all the legs, good white, good paint, and the most important thing, head stays up. Okay. Add it to your droid collection. Again, if you did the scan earlier and you see anything that you might be interested in, please let me know. You want me to run if you're pressed for time? I'll do my best. I got about 115 items, guys, 110 items, something like that. Some of the ones that didn't run, I might bring them back and try them again later. All right, Dougie Fresh Feet. Thank you for that. All right, we got the Ava or iVita. This is one of the patrons from Outlander nightclub, coming with the little bar stool, and drink. I love these when the figures. I always mention this. I love Tuba Cooper. Yo, good to see you, or see you virtually, or see your name on the screen. So I am still fighting this cough, guys. We are now into 3 weeks. I'm, I take care of myself, guys, but I do not want to go on like steroids. So I try not to do that. Thank you for that. All right. Let's do. All right. Here's an interesting one. I don't know if there's interest in this. Some people like this. And we have a color degraded Chewy. Okay, it's got the limbs are a different color than the torso. It does have a little bit of loose limb. But some people are into the thing. I don't know if this is a different. Trying to show it in there. There it is. All right, so I'll start it for $1. Sold for $1. Whoa! All right, thank you for that. Django Fett with the missile firing backpack. Remember that being such a cool thing. We finally got to see that really happen. It was so cool. I'm going to start this one for $2, just because I know the Attack of the Clones figures don't go as much. So $2 figure. We got 9 away from our first giveaway. Guys, it's a follower giveaway. Luke back to tank. Sold one last week, Michael. None this week. Sorry to tell you. But thanks for asking. I keep checking back. You never know. I mean, I do try to find a variety, and I try to pick up some deals that I can buy in bulk. All right, this is also kind of a loose limb figure, but I will show you. This is a loose limbed Bespin Luke. Okay, he stands on the stand, no problem. But check out the hair. He's got the darker hair, so it's one of the variants. Okay. TVC clones. I don't think today I have any, but I mean, oops. This is a little more rare, guys, because of the hair. Still. I said pose as well. You know, it's got very loose limbs. You can see him do his little hula dance there. But the colors get decent. Hair's good. Courtney, thank you. That was number 10. I keep like getting ahead of myself here. Sorry. All right, guys, check it out. I don't know if Tony Lee's in the house, but we have an gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous R2D2. Check it out. Sticker. Amazing. Good click. Okay. This is the Taiwan. Okay. 1977. Starting in the book. TBC clones. Well, I'm checking here. I don't think so today, guys. I don't have any TBC. I have the Jawa, the off-road Jawa, and then the Soka kind of banged up card Thrawn. Speaking of that, I'll run. Somebody was asking about the Jawa. I'll run Jawa. I'll run Jawa next. No, Tony Lee. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. All right. Someone was asking about the off-world Jawa. This is from Arvana 7. This is that figure. Little bit of bend in the corner. Back, good. Bubble, good shape. Okay. Let me bring Mando up here to help with that. There we go. All right. Starting at this one at 4. Oops, no, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Boom, 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 boom. Peggy, make your first purchase. Thank you for that. Here we have a 30th anniversary gold coin Ultimate Galactic Hunt 2007. Darth Vader. Man, this is a heavy figure. All right. Really unique card shape for this one. Oh, I started at $1. All right. Well, somebody might get a good deal. Fighting Vegas jumped on it. Mine, brother. Mine. Where'd my little thing go? Shoot. Where'd my stand go? Dang it. Oh, that's fine. Let me get this. As I mentioned, I will be on my second viewing of Mandalorian and Grogu on Monday night, tomorrow night. And then I will be, thank you, Scott. Then I'll be on my third viewing later in the week with a friend who wasn't able to go see it with him. All right, we got a complete Han Solo, Bespin version, slight paint rub in the hair. Okay, I always like to point that out, but he does include his blaster as a complete figure. And if anybody's not familiar with my show, I do these custom card backs. This is an Empire Strikes Back card back. I include the clamshell case. It's a great way to display the figures. Sometimes I run the sets. I don't have enough to run the full sets of them today, but if anybody has an interest in me running a movie set, like a set of Star Wars mini card backs, like so, or missile rocket launchers from 1990s to now. No, I do not. Sorry, Daffy. I do not have any loose Wow, shoot, or do I? Please check back with me. I have some other modern items, but I'm pretty sure I sold off all of my modern Star Wars stuff. I picked up a lot of things, and there was other stuff included in it. Some He-Man accessories, some other accessories. So I kind of bundled them up into a pile. But actually, I think I might have parted with those too. I lose track sometimes. Oh, thank you. But yeah, no missile accessories or anything like that in this particular auction. Scott, you are well on your way to possibly taking the Chewbacca of the Week trophy. All right, guys, we have another. Now, this is another C3PO. Not quite as good as. What did I just? Okay, that just broke. I just tried to put the 3PO. Oh my God, that's hysterical. Look what happened. I don't know if you heard the snap. I literally tried to put the 3PO in the stand, and it snapped. Oh God, let me try the other stand. Okay, that one worked. All right, so I don't know if it'll stand with or without it. The irony is that his limbs are not bad, but unfortunately, it is now a broken figure. So what I will do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run that with a kind of a beater R2, okay? All right, which is kind of paint faded and stuff. Great for customization. The labels are lousy, okay? So what I will do is include a custom replacement label. So I'm going to run all this as one, battle damaged. All this as one lot, starting at $1. 2 figures, 2 battle damaged figures. I didn't think there would be too much issue with that. Sorry about that though. It doesn't usually like break a figure in the middle of the show. Okay, that's a first. Excellent. Thank you for that purchase. Okay, 13 R2. Now let's see if I can get that out without cracking anything. Oh my God, it's hysterical. All right. I don't know. Last week we didn't do too well with some of these, but I'll run these right now. We got Power of the Force, Han Solo, and Carbonite. And that's so weird that happened. Sheesh. Berdani wants it. All right. Thank you, Berdani. I don't have too many Power of the Force today. Thank you for that, Berdani. Or I keep E5. Here's a Power of the Force Death Star gunner. Oh, we are ready for our giveaway. So let me. All right. Thank you, Fighting Vegas. And we're gonna put in an Obi-Wan, and a Vader. We will start these both for $1. And as far as the giveaway is concerned, it's going to be, this is the giveaway item. It's a custom Han and Carbonite, kind of a 3D print thing. So if there's any interest in that, let that run a little while. Johnny, thank you. All right. Okay, then we got Here's a Rebel Commander, Hoth Commander. Why is his gun like stuck? Sorry. I want to make sure it wasn't glued there. All right, comes with his rifle. Okay. Put that there behind Han. Starting at $1. Complete figure with the clamshell case and the mini card back. Anybody, Captain Murdoch, you unlocked bronze. Make sure you check the crown. It's funny you should say that, Mike Lilly. I was just about to run a retro figure. I only ran one and it didn't sell. I ran a retro Mando, so it did not sell, so I'll rerun it later. But right now, I'm going to run Dr. Evizan again. Another Evizan. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yay! Whoops. Sorry about that. Got so excited I knocked over Han. I knocked over my favorite decoration. That's nice to hear, fighting Vegas. I'm glad to hear that. All right. Why don't we draw the winner for our follower here? Here we go. Last chance, guys. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Drawing the winner. Darth Malicious. Hey, that was great. And you just won an item. So beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for the purchase and congrats on the win. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, I run a YouTube show, Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Okay, I'll get that right there so that you can. We can't see it, so I'm not going to bother. But anyway, it's a YouTube channel, Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. You can see shout outs for this episode, anybody who made a purchase. If you are the top winner, you win a Chewbacca of the Week magnet, which looks like this. Okay, and two-time winner will get a trophy, a little mini trophy. All right, let's run. This is the Retro Collection Dr. Evizan. And here we go. Inbox what? Oh. Man, I do not envy any of you guys trying to collect, series of figures from like 10, 15, 20 years ago. Because, only because I just remembered it was hard enough to keep track of it when that was all that was available. You just, there it was. All right, we got another retro here. How about a retro Boba Fett from The Mandalorian? Or a couple of retros for the moment. Got to keep track of it when we're up to 50 items, and then I will look into another goodie. Ooh, last second swipe. It is not easy, Reapin. You're right. It was easier for me because I just collected. That's what I collected, and it wasn't like there was a million brands of Star Wars out there, so I was able to stay on top of it each time. I have a little Bounty Hunter 2-pack here, twofer. We'll do Bosk and Dengar. Get these two together. Good figures. I just feel like running them together. We'll start them at $1. I think my favorite of all the lines of figures that came out, I think my favorite would be, aside from Vintage Collection, my favorite would be 30th Anniversary. I don't know why. I just like this. I like the cards. I like the coins. You know, I like when they made Build a Droid, like, you know, when they were doing Build a Droid. I mean, like that's more legacy, but they had a similar car back. But I think that era. Thank you, Scratching. Okay, how about another? Let's give Mando a shot. Yeah, come on, guys. This is his weekend. Come on, this is his weekend. I've been hearing the trend is turning more positive on his on parent. Like I've been reading an article that said that they may not be quite as like it's actually doing better than they expected. And on top of that, the biggest thing is it they made the movie on a very modest budget comparatively, so they don't have to go far to make profit. Which that makes me happy because I want to see more movies. I want to see more Star Wars movies in the theater. So, you know, I don't, you know, and I love this one. I know, right? Right, Fighting Vegas. Those are like the ones. Good, Courtney. Thank you. Um. All right, let's go back. One more. This is my my loose. Well, no, I still have one more too. Here is a Chewy. Now, if anybody is looking, you know, oh, well, Josh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I respectfully disagree, but you're entitled to your opinion. I very much enjoyed it. Start this one for $1. I will say there's some paint wear on Solo's legs there. Oh, just a tiny bit, like right on his leg there. So. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see it again. Two figures for $6, pretty good. All right, how about an Ahsoka retro? This is again from the Mandalorian, Ahsoka. Yeah, I agree, GB. It was absolutely chock full of Easter eggs. Well, you're only 21, dude. Okay, but you are. Hey, there's no crime in being 21. But I've also been around. I've over 2.5 times longer than you, so I've heard the same complaint so many times. You know. Thank you, Ronnie. How about a Saga Ewok? Speaking of complaints, you weren't around when the hate was on these guys. Like, oh my god, just visceral. The only difference is we didn't have the internet. But I love the Ewok. I was right at the age where you were supposed to hate them when they came out. So I just remember back then it was just read Starlog magazine for the complaints to the editor. Why did it have to be Ewoks? Yeah. Exactly. Right, Fighting Vegas? Now they're murder bears. Now it's like, and again, I've seen the turnaround on the prequels. I've seen the turnaround on Solo. I mean, I just feel like, you know what? Maybe it's okay to have Star Wars be not for everyone, just for, you know, you can have different things. You can, you know, but I just for one am happy that there seems to be more. I mean, yeah, there's some criticism, and that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with that. All right, guys, this one's a little bit more. All right, not much. I'm just gonna start it at 5. Get your Mando army. Build your armies. If you've already got one of these, you can get one for $5 and take it out of the box. Shriekhawk. I like these guys actually from the movie. Thank you, Scott. All right, this is an incomplete speeder bike. Okay, it is missing one. It's got one handlebar. It's missing the other, and it's also missing one flap, which is better than most. Most of them are missing both flaps. So it does have a flap, and it does. I'm putting a biker scout, a decent biker scout, a little bit of paint discoloration, but I'm putting it on there. All right. We're gonna call this. We'll start this at $5. Generally, most of my stuff does not start from $5, except for on a rare occasion. If you guys have, I'm getting ready. I only have a handful more of Star Wars vintage figures, but I have my new drawer space here with a lot of figures in it. So if there's a specific character, a loose character you're looking for, like incomplete, let me know. I got more figures coming. I got more accessories coming. Next week, I'll be doing another. I could already say that this show is working out more successfully, so I'll probably do the same thing. I'll do a vintage show. By the way, this does include the little cannon on the bottom there. Thank you, Darth Delicious. All right, and now let's talk about R5. That's my only complaint about the Mandalorian and Grogu. I mean, I don't want to give spoilers or anything, but I will say there is one character absent, and that's this guy, at least from like the main story. Yoda, Snake, or Kane. I can run a Yoda Kane. This guy's got a little bit of scratch there, but otherwise he's a good figure. He's got tight limbs, makes the click sound, and he comes with the nifty clamshell case. Starting at $1. Unfortunately, no clones. Let me look for a Rebel Commander rifle. I'm looking for the Kane here. I haven't had that one, but I'm not seeing. Yeah, I don't think I have the. Yeah, no Commander rifle. Sorry. All right. Thank you for that. All right, someone was asking about a Yoda Kane. This is a lighter color cane. Right there at the bottom of the screen. Let me lower the screen a little bit so you don't have the top comments in the way. You know what I need to do, since this is a small bag here for this one, so as to not lose it. Cloudy Sci-Fi takes it. All right, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm in the market, guys. I'm trying to get some more accessories in to run them. Okay. All right, guys. Let's put on our '90s garb, because I got a Bendham's here. I got the Han Solo Bendham's. 1 million points of articulation. 1 million. Who needs 3 point, 5 point, 10 point? Well, those, I'll tell you, I don't know if Florida Man's on, but those cards came from a game the Florida Man's playing. Just a full disclosure, guys, there is a little bit of, looks like someone taped this. All right, it is coming off the card, but it does include the card. It includes the little Galaxy, Star Wars Galaxy card. So we'll run this. Did the OG Clone Wars figures? Hang on. I'll start this one with $1. I don't think I had any Clone Wars figures running today. OG Clone Wars figures. I'm looking on my table here. Oh, I have the Battle Pack, the ARC 170 Elite Squad. I'll run that a little bit. That's a slightly higher item, and I have a shock. Oh wait, no, I do. I have a Shock Trooper. I can run him next. And yeah, I'm sorry. I have the Revenge of the Sith. You're right. So I do have some. I'll bump them to the top at the front of the list here. Oh man, sold for $1. Yikes! It's all right. It's good. It's all good. All right. Someone is asking me about garbage pail kids. Maybe I'll run a set of those too. So let me do this first. We got the Legacy Collection Shock Trooper Saga Legends. Comes with a cool little cardboard locker that has extra accessories in it. That's kind of a cool thing to run it like that. I do have more Tricast coming, more retro coming. I'll get that in the queue, if you will. All right, this will get behind him. What are we doing here? All these things have sold. They're all done. They're all marked. Good. Just trying to keep my table here organized. All right, Trey. Good grab on that. Okay. All right. Someone was asking about the Garbage Pail Kids. So, 10 cards. They're all different. They come with the, well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They come with the little card protectors. These came from Florida Man. He ran a game where you kind of, you were bidding on a chance. You had to pick a card. We'll start these at $1. And you got a chance to, inside, you went through the cards, and after you get through the cards, there was a chance of you to win a prize, or sometimes not. It was like a hit or miss. You were bidding on the cards, but there was also a possible bonus prize. So that was cool. Yeah, man, what a difference today makes, man. Last week they were selling for $20. So, but that's all right, Rhino. You got a deal. Good for you. All right. Another retro. We got the Child. Okay. Yeah, guys, if you're just popping in, I am running vintage and modern. I'm mixing it up. It's kind of a random pick. I did do a scan early on. Okay. Maybe in a few minutes when I hit like about halfway, about 50. So we have another giveaway in about 8 more runs. And then I'll do another scan. And you guys can decide if there's anything you see. You want me to drop it to the front, put it to the front of the queue. I'll do that. Okay. How about another vintage figure? We got a Hoth Trooper. Rebel Soldier. Comes with his Rebel Blaster. That is a complete figure. Clamshell. Card. Little mini card back. And as I said, I do have a whole set of these types of card backs. I have Star Wars ones, Empire ones. If you're interested in me running one, you can just say, please run card backs, and I'll try to run. I have to make more, guys. I have some that are missing, some of the sets, but I can run. I have a bunch of Star Wars ones, the first 21. I can run a bunch of those if you want, or just one of them, or whatever. Or not. I don't have to, because a lot of people in my shows have already received them. So. Another retro coming up after this. Jedi card back. Okay, let's see. Just check. Let me see what I can do here. Good grab on that. All right, let me set this up, and then I'll look for that. All right, guys. My favorite of all of the retro newly made figures. Well, I love all the remakes too, but this one is my favorite. Look at that. Why we did not get a Rebel Trooper way back in the beginning will never make sense to me. That was a bad move. Darth Melissa wants me to keep running card backs. Hang on a second. Let me run this one, and I kind of have to move my computer here to get to the card backs. Hold on. So, let me get a Star Wars one. Jedi. I think I only have the Jedi first release. Oh, I do have a Power of the Force, and I have a Droids and Ewoks. I'm not ending this show, guys, with a. All right, that's crazy, man. Man, let me tell you something. Whatnot is a fickle place, man. I think this sold on Friday. Some of you were in the show. I think this sold for like $8 on Friday. Crazy. What a difference. It's unbelievable. All right. So someone asked for a Jedi. All right. This is the first run of all the Jedi card backs. Okay. So this is just no repacks. That's what I got to work on this week and get some more repacks. So this is all the first release of all the Jedi figures. Okay. I mean, there is a re-release of Chewie only because I like his hair. And I think there's a new Luke in there too, just because those were different. All right. It's got the appropriate backs. Okay. The back's just extra. It's really more of a front. I think there's around 40 cards, I think. I'm starting this guys at 5 only because that's about the cost it costs for me to make them. So, and then I'll run the other ones. I can run a Star Wars one, an Empire one, first release, a full release of Power of the Force rather, and a Droids and Ewoks together. I'm not going to run a full set after that at the end. I'm not going to do that. I appreciate that, guys. As I tell people, these custom things that I make, it allows me to offset the cost. So if I lose money on a sale, it makes up the difference. So that's why that allows me to keep the prices low. Because my own personal, that's not a beef I don't really have, but I prefer to run things at a low bid, right? And then, hey guys, here we go. We got a retro Sand Trooper. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. So I use the car backs to just kind of help offset the cost. That's all. And it really helps when you guys bid on that. So that's cool. Thank you, Mike. All right. What else we got? Let's go with this is a Saga Legacy Collection Saga Legends Chewie. Comes with his bowcaster and I guess some other pieces. A regular Hong Kong Boba Fett sell for $159. Jalal, that is insane. That is insane. And it was funny. Star Wars Daddy, who I do a lot of stuff with on a show. We shout each other. We're I guess you could say we're online friends. All right, good grab on that one. He was telling me he thinks that I might have possibly sold an Imperial Pew that was a rare one that it should have been like $200. But I don't think I mean, let me put it this way. Here's that Revenge of the Sith Grievous bodyguard. I don't think I did. I know some people it did bid a little high. I think people thought it might. And here's the deal. I don't think I did because I bought it from somebody specifically as an accessory. So I did not pay for that. I did not pay that amount. I paid a little less than what you guys ended up paying for. But so if I did end up selling it for that, I was like, well, I'm not out anything. So good for that guy. They got a good deal. But I don't think it was. But a regular Hong Kong Boba Fett. Yikes. That's insane. All right, where are we? We're one away. Let me just get my giveaway. Here's the second giveaway. Another set of. This is one of the set of. I'm going to be running a few more of these, but this is a giveaway. 10 more. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 10's completely different Garbage Pail Kids. Goes around that. Yeah, as I said, and then while we're doing that, let's get a Admiral Akbar complete. Includes his staff, card back, clamshell. And right now, guys, this represents the last of my original. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. There's one more. But generally speaking, I'm done with a lot of the vintage. I have one more, but I'm going to save this one, guys, towards the end. So I have a 9 num, and you know what? What I'm going to do right after this is after the gibby. So get your bids in, or get your follow, giving a follow to enter in for the giveaway. And as soon as this is done, I am going to do a. I'm going to do another scan of what's left on the pile here. $3.75 original. I wasn't planning on running them, but I could probably run a couple. Thank you, Darth Delicious. All right, let's give you guys. Last chance to get in on the gibby. All right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And Sean Wags. All right. Thank you, Sean. Thank you for following. Congrats on that win. All right. Let's do a scan here, shall we? All right. This is what I have left. Okay. If you have ESB card backs. No, I don't have any of those. I have 3 more. Well, 3 more retro figures to run. 3 more vintage collection. Well, 4 more. This is a damaged one. Whoops. You can see it's got a little bend in the card. I got a set of trading card magnets I'm going to run complete. I got another 4-pack of Bendums. A couple of the Revenge of the Sith line. Another Legacy collection. This is that one I was telling you about, guys. I'm going to run this at the end. This is the 9 num. This is a carded figure, but it is an open blister. Okay, you can see there at the bottom that they tore it open, but it's actually in very preserved good case. It's a great way to own a figure that's carded without spending a huge amount. We've got a battle pack here. Okay, this is going to go for a little more of a premium. A couple more for Power of the Force. I'm going to run a Gentle Giant Yoda 30th anniversary. Some more card packs. Got a couple of episode 1 little puzzles here. This is another high end, guys. These are it's like a X-wing rocket, kind of not so much a bootleg, but more of like what they came out with when they were scrambling to try to have toys back in the 70s. So I had to pay a decent amount for that. So I'm going to list what I paid for as the starting bid. A couple of Power of the Jedi. A couple of, if anybody needs their Jar Jar watch, I got you covered. And then the Obi-Wan Kenobi one. And then we have a couple more episode 1s. And then we'll also run this U-Wing and these 2, the Yavin Luke sideshow and the Sidious hologram sideshow. Okay? So that's what we got next on the docket. So if there's anything in there, and by the way, I do have my nice little drawer here with a lot of figures in it. These are vintage figures in there. Okay? They're loose and then they're incomplete, obviously. All right. Now, someone was asking about accessories. Let me run a few more things, and then I'll do accessories. I'll do a couple of. I don't want to run them all, the guys, because I want to keep some for future shows. I got more coming, but all right. We got Plo Koon Legacy Collection. Thank you all. Hey, Breaking Bad. You up with one of my favorite new buyers and one of my favorite new handles. I love it. Are you a Lego guy? Is that it, or? Okay, and and I will say this, guys. I don't want to sound. I'm not a. I mean, you're a Lego man. I figured that. I don't want to. Very round. Yes, we could grab on that. Okay. I don't want to sound like and misjudge people. All right. Yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's go with the. We got the Bendhams. I want to knock over Greg. The Bendhams 4-pack. All right, we got the Emperor, R2, Luke, and Vader. Okay. I'm gonna run this as a large size. Let's go with the main one. Start at $5. I don't want to sound like the smartest guy in the room. I really don't. Everybody comes from someplace, and everyone has their own backgrounds, and and it's not about being smart or dumb. It's just about how much experience you've had, and that's it. You know what I mean? But when I go on people's shows, and I log in on a Whatnot show as a buyer, and somebody goes, "Hey, Darth Tuba, how you doing?" I'm like, "Really? You've never heard of the word tuba?" I'm like, I was like, okay. It's just bizarre to me, but it's okay. I'm not judging. It's fine. Darth Tuba. But sometimes I will say though, as your names are coming up, sometimes it's hard for me to see the names, so I might mispronounce. Angie, great grab on that. Thank you for that. All right, how about an Obi-Wan Kenobi Lava Reflection? This comes with the clamshell, guys. All right. Sorry for the ring light glare there. I'm actually going to call this a large just because of the size of it. $4 start though. I have one set of magnets, guys. I'm going to run it all at once because this is all I have left. So this is your chance. I will make more, but right now this is your chance. I'll run that next. $8 figure. Good grab on that. All right, so magnets. This is a custom item. We got, these are the trading cards for those who have not seen this before. Okay, they look like the trading card covers. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the Star Wars ones. Okay, and then we have 3 Empire. Oops. The magnet back on these. I don't know if anybody's ever gotten these. I apologize if the magnet backs come off. They just need to be stuck back on. Empire, and then 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 16 magnets altogether. All right, I'll run this. To help offset the cost of making them, I'm gonna run it for $5. Thanks, man. Mike, that's a good idea. I actually was trying I have this really great glue. It's actually, from what I understand, it's like a felt glue. It's the kind of stuff they use to help put Muppets together. And I started trying to put that on there. That seems to help because it's like, it almost ends up being like a Post-it note tackiness. All right, where am I after this? I don't like to run anything the same. I like to mix it up. All right, let's put another retro. Whoever won that C-3PO that the heel broke off, I just found the heel, so I'll include the heel. All right, excellent grab. Thank you for that, Angie. Aggie. All right, so my least favorite of the retro line. No, it's okay. I've been a little more hesitant about the. I mean, I have been selling some retro figures just because I got a good deal on them as a collection, and you separate them out. But this is just, to the discerning eye, anybody who sees it closely can tell the difference. But this is a retro, not original, retro Walrus fan. Darth Malicious. All right. We got a Wookiee. Yeah, I get what you're saying there, Mike. I understand. This is a sneak preview figure, guys. Those Wookiee, man, those Wookiee warriors were massive in weight. Oh my god, it's crazy. Yeah, I know. I get your point with that. But I honestly think that I mean, it made me feel really good when they made a Grand Moff Tarkin. So I'm like, you know what? I can understand. You know, there may be people that want to collect the original figures, but just it on the card, but they just can't do it. So I suppose if they leave it on the card, I don't have a problem with it. But the problem is, I've already noticed, like Star Wars Daddy, he won a bunch of stuff that turned out that some of the figures he thought were original were actually the repro or the retro collection. So, all right, full disclosure, guys, this is a Grand Admiral Thrawn. His card is a little bit beat up, right? I know, right? I felt like after Revenge of the Sith, I'm like, man, Chewie's scrawny. Chewie's a runt. He was the runt of the litter. But when you think about it, like when they were first casting him, he was an orderly. He was a guy working in a hospital. He just happened to be like 7 foot, whatever. And then when they cast for Revenge of the Sith, they were like literally casting, behemoth basketball players. Thank you, Tony. All right. All right, guys. I got 2 more retro. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me do this. I don't see if there's any interest in this. All right, we got a set of 10 from Florida Man. These are 10 Galaxy, Star Wars Galaxy cards. These were awesome, guys. These were like all these different artistic takes. Some of them were concept art. Some of them was poster art. Some of it was just artist rendering. Like this is from one of the Han Solo Legacy, one of the Han Solo books. I just think these are so cool. All right, and a little dig of a swamp action there. Yeah, he was a hospital orderly. He worked in the hospital, and then as soon as Star Wars ended, he went back to work in the hospital. It wasn't until after this, I think he started. I don't remember when. It's hard to like really pinpoint. Actually, you know what? It's hard to pinpoint when those kind of things were. Does anybody here remember the Men Behind the Mask tour? Does anybody remember that? It would be early 90s, maybe midnight. I remember I was just married. So it had to be like 94, 95. And the Men Behind the Mask was basically like think of it like a Star Wars Celebration before there was Star Wars Celebration. It was a little informal thing, and you went to it was a small con, and they did the little, all the stuff that you do at cons, but it was a little smaller. It was a 1-day thing, but all the actors, Jeremy Bulloch, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Peter Mayhew, David Prowse, Jeremy Bulloch, they were all there. And they made, thank you. They were there and they made like appearances, and it was so much easier to read. It was nothing like it is today. Nothing. All right. Any Power of the Force Beefcake Lando. Who wants a Beefcake Lando? This guy, man. Hello, what have we here? Check out these guns. But yeah, Men Behind the Mask. Look it up. It was such a cool thing. It wasn't a hugely popular thing. I mean, I don't know how much of a tour they were on. All right. Oh, my biggest one. All right. Thank you for that. All right. Okay. So I don't know if there's an interest in this, but we're going to try it. Why not? We love all things Star Wars, right? Okay. This is looks like this is from, I want to say, I'm looking for a year on the bag. Taco Bell Special edition. Okay, this is one of those. I don't know. It's hard to see with the This is that one of those Happy Meal toys or kids meal toys from Taco Bell. Okay, it's got the Vader mirror image, and on this side it's got the Yoda, but you can't really see it there because of the thing. I'll run these as $1. I'm not sure if there's interest. I have a few of these actually that I'll run. Maybe I'll do a couple. God, I remember chasing after these. Stoner King. All right. All right, here's another one. This is that weird Boba Fett one that kind of balances perfectly on this little stump. I absolutely loved it. B Mitch. I love the movie. I'm going back to see it tomorrow night with some friends, and then again with some other friends. And I'm just I can't say enough about it. It was good. I have one complaint about the movie. It had nothing to do with the film itself. It had to do with the 3D. Oh, did this one? No, it didn't. Sorry, it didn't. The 3D wasn't working right. It just was very flickery. It was a weird color. The problem I have is that my eyesight is not as good as it used to be, so I have to wear glasses. So I have to wear the 3D glasses over the glasses. You know what I mean? So that makes it even more challenging. So yeah, you know what it was? It was more of a thing like not to delve too much into my personal life, but I will. I'm a band director for high school marching band, and we had our band banquet. He's a Power of the Jedi Aura Singh figure. We had a band banquet, and the band banquets, so we couldn't go to see. I always see my Star Wars movies in the theater. The night before opening night. Always, if it starts Friday, you always go Thursday night. Unfortunately, because at the banquet I couldn't go early. I would always go to like a 7 o'clock show, but I couldn't go that early, so I ended up going to 9. The only show available was the 3D at 9:30. I mean, it was like a 10:30, but that was way too late. So I couldn't go with that. So I had to go see that. Still didn't deter from the story though. It didn't deter from. I just I had a blast. I loved that Ludwig Göransson had a chance. I'm a music guy, so of course I'm thinking about that. He had a chance finally to really delve into. Speaking of Mandalorian, why don't we put out? This is not the best card, guys. Death Watch. It's a little bit bent here. See? Okay, might be a good opener, or you might be able to flatten it, but Darth Tuba makes sense now. Yeah, I don't know. I very much thought it was. I trust Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. I've met Dave Filoni. I met him before when he just got a hold of the reins to Clone Wars, and I know that guy is not going to do anything to do something, unworthy of the keeping the mantra. I mean, I prefer someone like him who grew up as a fan. Not that I want him to do only fan service, but got a Gungan warrior here, guys. Gungan, Power of the Jedi. A Hondo? No Hondo. Oh yeah. I'm being a little spoiler free at the moment, but yeah, I will mention. I did mention in my last show the Amanis. I was geeking out. I'm now like currently trying to bid on Amanaman figures, like both new and old, on eBay because I just want to have a couple more in my collection, even like loose. I don't care. All right. I don't know. Let's rerun. Let's see if anyone has any interest in Obi-Wan again. That one didn't sell before, but let's try it again. Yeah, and I was so happy to see Zeb back. such a great character, such a fun thing, and I'm happy for Steve Bloom. You know, he's not the most well known voice actor, and you know, and I appreciate that he that they really kind of, without him being like, you know, the story. I mean, the story wasn't about him. He was a sidekick if anything, but that's okay. You know, he helped tell that story. You just put that one in your PC. Yeah, beautiful. All right, cool. We have a Senator Padme, Revenge of the Sith. I know the eBay, the Amani, the Amanama. I mean, my God, I'm it's crazy, man. Like how much the original vintage figure is. Yeah, stick around, guys. I'm getting very varied at the moment. Okay, we are about 10 away from the next Givey. Oh, that run? Yes, it did. 41. Okay. Oh, let's do this. Here's another one of those. This is the Cloud City. It kind of sits like by a magnet. It stays on. It's another Taco Bell toy. I say Taco Bell. It could be Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, or what's it called? Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? That was it. What are you doing? South. Seriously, right? Yak face. All right, Stoner King. Thank you. All right, not sure if there's any interest in this, but I ran a few of these on Friday and there was some interest. These are one tray, okay? I had collected a bunch of these with the hopes of using them to store figures, but I wasn't really liking the way that was working. But so I'm just going to run them for $1 and see if there is any interest in that. All right, guys, we're doing pretty good here. We're knocking things out. I got about, let's try to do a count here. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, about 30 more items ish. Huh. All right, Daffy. I got a couple more of those I can run. So that's medium 42. All right, now here's a good one. We have a Jar Jar watch. I believe it is a digital watch. Misa like to know the time. What's a quick question there, PSW, about Black Series? Huh. I have one, Courtney. I'm running two sideshow. I'm running a Yavin Luke and a Sidious hologram on the walking chair. Black Series, I'm not that knowledgeable about, guys, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but you can ask your question. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe can someone else answer PSW's collectibles question? I'm not really collecting. I don't collect Black Series anymore. In fact, I only try to pick up a few lots of them here and there as a method to resell here. All right. Here's another Jar Jar. This is a weird kind of puzzle. It's a Jar Jar puzzle. You do two different types of puzzle. It has these little slivers, and you can make them into either Jar Jar or you can make it into Darth Maul. It was interesting. I'm gonna run this one for $1. My God, the staff, Mike, the staff is crazy. It's almost as expensive, if not more, than the figure. All right, Horror Hunter. I love your name, by the way, Horror Hunter. That's good. Here's a set of Empire Strikes Back mini card backs. It's the entire first release. Your mom got you the puzzle back in the day. That's awesome. Start these at 5. things up here a little bit. It's not always the same type of thing. Okay, about 4 away from the next Gibby, which is going to be that. It's going to be right there in the back. There, it's the Vader and modern Vader and. Yeah, yeah, those are. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, I kind of give up on Black. I like Black Series. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's just my money is, it's finite. You know what I mean? And the only thing that bothers me is that the Black Series, in my case, it's just a personal opinion. Nothing important. But how about a Darth Maul? It's got some price tag stuff on it. This is a Darth Maul. Empire Strikes Back. Oh, I wonder if hold on a second, guys. Do I have my thing? If the batteries are still in here. I do. I have my little thing here. Let's test it out.
At last, we will have it.
Everybody remember this?
If the trace was correct, I will find them quickly, Master. You'll be all right.
Oh, how'd that get in there?
If the trace was correct, I will find them quickly, Master.
I liked that. I mean, it was weird. I won't lie. It was weird, but it was cool. I enjoyed that. I remember going into the man. People think about hype. I mean, I will say this: I do miss a little bit of the hype. I do. I got to be honest. I miss having Midnight Madness. Anybody go to Midnight Madness? I'm actually bidding on one now. One of mine now that's broken, which I don't mind. I don't care if it's broken, but I have a complete one. I think I have a complete one. I gotta look and see if I have the staff. The staff might be, not around. All right. How about this one? This is a Yoda. This just looks like a little Yoda figure. Okay. It's from this is all from the Trilogy Special Edition. A couple more of these. Yeah, the coin. I do have the coin. I know that. The one thing I'm just not 100% about is I don't know if I have the staff. I think I do. I think I have the staff. All right, it's time for me to get this giveaway going. So the giveaway is for Vader, right here, and Obi-Wan. Thank you, Horror Hunter. Here's another one. This is I'm gonna hold off. All right. This is another one of those puzzles. This is an Anakin puzzle. Another few seconds on that giveaway, guys. Oh, you talking about the popcorn buckets? I got one. I got the AT-AT one. Frankly, it was the teenager that was teenager that was at the selling music. He sold me on it with a stupid pun. He said, "Yeah, it's $80. Get it? It's $80.80. Get it? AT-AT." And I was like, "Dude, I can't even believe I thought of that." But all right, guys, here we go. Yeah, the Grogu pram. And you know what? I'm gonna go see these movies again. I'm gonna be like, "Do I get them? Do I get them?" But the way I see it is that if I enjoy it, here's the thing: I don't gamble. I don't go to a lot of concerts. I don't go to sporting events. 10 different cards here, guys. All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Let's get this giveaway for Vader and Obi-Wan 2-pack there. Here we go. Last chance. 3, 2, 1 for the third giveaway. And the winner goes to Fighting Vegas. All right. Way to go. Like I said, I love it when I get a follower who wins, but is also a purchaser. It's always nice. All right. Wow. Now, isn't that weird? Like the last time the card sold for like $27, and this one sold for $3. That's insane. Now maybe it was a different card. Like, I get it. All right, cool. All right, we got a Yoda.
Hard to see the dark side here. How feel you? Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. May the force be with you.
I love those. Some people like to collect those. Just the contact chips. How funny is that? Of course, that's silicone Yoda. I'm not selling my comm reader, but that's my only comm reader. Although the other last year I was in a vintage toy shop in Florida, and the guy had the sample one. I was like, ooh, that was cool. Like it was like this little tabletop thing that they put in the stores. That was pretty cool. All right, Darth, delicious. Thank you for that. All right, guys, we got we're doing fine here. Here's another one, another retro. This is the Yavin Luke. You can find them for $10 or $15. Exactly true, Stoner King. You can find them. All right, so here's the deal, guys. This is for not just the figure, but I'm also going to include it and pack it with the box. Okay. Move this out of the way so you can see the box. That's the box. Okay. This is actually, I don't know if people realize this is actually a throwback to like a Canadian original figure release that looked like this. So it's kind of a cool collector piece in and of itself. But I will ship the figure and the box. All right, looks like everything over here is sold. I love how they make. All right, fun fact. I love that they included the Leia pistol because there are images of him on this in this outfit. Well, mostly with just the shirt and the trousers, not with the jacket. But he's posing with that, so that was cool. Hey, good grab on that. All right, guys, we are doing great. We are doing great. That'll go in the box. Okay, get that over here. All right, we got another Power of the Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi with the non-soft goods. No, the box is empty. It's just a figure with the box because I separated them out and I sold them individually, but I still have the box. So you're getting the one figure with the box. Believe me, I would have made more of a thing about that. Someone was asking me about some accessories, so I'll run a couple of those in a little bit. Let me just how am I doing? Okay. $4. All right. Here we go, guys. 2 for 1. You got the 2 Jawas with the cool little light feature. See what happens when you shine it up to the light. That was I thought that was a real cool, low tech way to make the lights, the eyes light up. Fantastic in my book. I think those are among my favorite retro. I'm sorry, not retro. 90s Power of the Force figures. Awesome. Okay. Excellent. All right. Thank you, Rising Phoenix, and welcome back. Someone was asking about Clone Trooper. This is the Target exclusive Clone Trooper from Revenge of the Sith. This is the, I guess, the new version. I think it does come with the, is that the Target logo it had on there? I don't recall Target having Clone Troopers like that, but, or no, it's just an arrow. Okay. A couple of higher end items coming up, guys. So the prices for some of these things are going to be a little bit higher. Thank you for that purchase. Death Knight Cody. Okay, some more Garbage Pail Kids, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, running. All right. Power of the Jedi. Darth Vader with the Jedi Force File. I think they were trying to mimic whatever G.I. Joe was doing in the 80s. How come people just joining or rejoining? Thank you very much. Thank you for that. For 400 X Scott. Again, anybody new to the channel, especially if you're doing to check out my YouTube channel, Power of the Force, Han Solo, really good card. Not the biggest fan of the shape of the figure, but I enjoy collecting when they first came out. Thank you for 400. All right. Lava Reflection, Duel at Mustafar, Darth Vader. Now, of course, this is Anakin, but when he was, by the time he fought in the lava pit, he was, of course, christened as Darth Vader. I have just a handful of TVC coming up. I'm going to be running I have a Mandalorian and I have a Yak Face. Jedi Yak Face. I'll run them next. Unfortunately, the Mandalorian, just a heads up, the Mandalorian figure does have a little bit of scuff on the card. So it might be an opener. So I'm talking about, you can see right up there about that. See what I'm saying? I can't tell if that, I don't really want to mess with it. I can't tell if that's just sticker residue that you can wipe off or if it's actually pulled off the card. So assume it's damaged the card. Otherwise, the card's fine. But you might want to consider, whoever's bidding on this might want to consider opening if they are buying for collection. Seven. Yeah. Okay. What's the Jedi? What's the Jedi? I'm not quite sure what that is. All right, guys. Here's the. This is a pretty decent figure. This is the Yak Face from the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. Okay. In many cases, guys, this is the, although now you have the retro version that you can get. So, but I think this is a really nice version of it. My shipping is set up max shipping $9.21 or whatever the top rate is, and I cover whatever extra shipping there is. Although generally it's a little it works out mostly here. I don't get shipping, that goes right to the post. It goes to the post office directly. But good grab on that, thanks. But I set it up as a you don't pay more than like $9. All right, guys, let's do another. This is a clone trooper. It's really a shock trooper, I think, right? That's what the red is from Revenge of the Sith. and everything is by weight, like medium. Generally, I'm really working hard to keep everything around accurate weight. What I do is medium is what I do for a carded figure. Because when you put a carded figure in a size box that'll fit a carded figure, with the wrapping, with the paper and the stuff to protect it, that weighs about just under a pound. Okay. Now the thing is that it gets a little bit tricky when you do 2 or 3 or 4. So if somebody buys like 50, that the weight is going to be way off. So you have to I have to adjust the weight of shipping it. That's why I don't like when I do these, when I prep my packages after this is done, I prep them one at a time. I don't actually go and prep all my shipping because I need to. This Foden bead, I don't care what universe you're from, that's gotta hurt. From the pod racer announcements. Do I have an Ayla Secura figure? You know something? Give me 1 second. I actually may be able to accommodate that. I didn't have one on the table today, but I have a whole box, and it just happens to be right here of Revenge of the Sith. I have one. I will run next. Thank you for that. Okay, sorry for the delay there. Here's Ayla Secura from Revenge of the Sith with the cool base. Okay, running. Thank you. Here's another one of those trays from the collector case. On that for $1. Thank you, Star Wars. I love that Star Wars. Nice. Yeah, guys, keep checking back with me. Again, I do a lot of vintage. I do a lot of modern. Modern, it kind of it can fluctuate. But I think today proved anything. I'm going to stick to doing a mix show, and I'll do a vintage only show, and then I'll do a mix show because it's better to have a little bit of vintage in the mix. Thank you, Cleve, and welcome back. Here is Chewie, Power of the Jedi, with the goggles. Don't lose your temper. I'll come right back and give you a hand. Yeah, we got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 items, 16 items. So we're about there. The anniversary version was released. Year on Ayla, 2005. It came out with the Revenge of the. Yeah, I don't think this is the first. Well, I don't know about. I forget if there was one that came out for. This is the Revenge of the Sith version. I forget it. Did one come out for the other ones? I don't know. All right. Oh, hang on a second, guys. Oh, in the same packaging years and years later. Okay. Are you sure that? Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Thank you for that. All right. Here is another one of those watches. I don't know if there's any interest in this. We have an Obi-Wan Kenobi digital watch from episode 1. I will run this for $1. So all right. So you're saying they had the same packaging and then re-release an anniversary edition with the same packaging years and years. All right, was it a Black Series version, or was that a? I don't know if I ever collected any of the Black Series. I have a couple of Black Series still, not many. The only Black Series I own at this point is. Thank you for that. Thank Cody. All right. How about a Darth Vader Revenge of the Sith lightsaber attack? Thanks, guys, for sticking around, coming in and out. I appreciate it. There's lots of people selling. You know, a huge shout out to some of my fellow sellers like Vintage Toy World, Florida Man 77, Ultimate DJ. A lot of them will run shows. That are concurrent with mine, but they'll move it around. You know, I'm kind of limited to the time I can do things because of other jobs that I have. And I appreciate their flexibility with that because I don't want to compete with other people. I want us to all be able to do this together. So, all right, another set of. Oh, it's actually on Luke. Here's a Luke Skywalker. We tried to run this before. Wasn't really any interest. Check. Let's see how about now. 25th anniversary edition. Okay, gotcha. That might have. Let's see, 2005, 2015. So I've been 2020. That might have been Black Series. I'm sure. All right. I always think this is the coolest story ever. This is Mon Mothma, Republic Senator, Revenge of the Sith, played by a very young Genevieve O'Reilly. All her scenes were cut. She still got a figure, but all her scenes were cut. Yeah, I think those are Black. I think you were thinking of Black Series, but yeah, that makes sense. And they brought her back for Andor. They brought her back first for Rogue One, then for Andor, and then she makes appearances on Ahsoka. It's so cool. I feel so happy for that actress because you do these things and you want to do well, but a job is a job. But then it became a career. That's so cool. All right, guys, this is my last retro today. All right, but there will be more of these coming. This is Han Solo. This is the figure we all wanted. Do I have any Sabine Wren 6-inch? No, sorry, I do not. I'm done with my Black Series for today. I don't need more 6-inch. But this is the favorite figure of this line for many people because it's kind of the companion piece to the Jedi Luke, or sorry, not the Jedi Luke, the Luke Skywalker. Now, I also have another empty box. This is a different empty box from a previous show that I forgot to run with the figure. I always like to run the last figure with the box. So I had two, so I ran two of them. And I agree. Yeah, I agree. It would have fit the tone. I don't know, and I honestly believe that sometimes those kind of decisions, it's for what is expected at the time. But in this day and age, I feel as though I think if the movie had come out more recently, there might have been more of a acceptance of a longer film. I mean, think about Lord of the Rings, like all the Lord of the Rings movies and how long they are. Thank you, 400. Okay. Here's another set of card backs, guys. These are the Star Wars mini card backs. This is 21. Okay. You know, whoops, drop it down a bit. It's got the whole 2 sets of cards there. There's 21 of them all together. These are really nice little collectible things. Florida Man actually uses this as part of his card game, which is fun. Again, like I said, it was running for 5. All right, how we doing? A couple more items to get through. Thanks for your patience, guys. We have one more giveaway, guys. It's well, thanks guys so much. I appreciate it. All right. Here's this is a deluxe figure from Revenge of the Sith. This is Stas Ali with the speeder bike with exploding action, so you can replay Order 66. Is that a Wookiee playing tuba? That is not just a Wookiee playing tuba in the background, my friend. Oh, you know what? Hold on, let me cancel that. That is the Chewbacca of the week award. That is for the person who spends the most money on the show. It will win this little magnet. Will be sent to you, whoever the top winner is. And then, in exploding action, indeed. This is designed by my daughter, by the way. It's a professional illustrator. If you are in need of any types of whimsical cartoon style illustrations, you go to my YouTube channel and you can actually look in the description, and her contact information is there. She does a lot of art for me. All right. Okay, cool. Oh, I need another. 1 second here, guys. Thank you for your patience. Okay. This is 15, guys. 15 cards. Check them all out. This is all amazing art. Some of them are designed specifically for the card series. Kind of, imagery. Some of them, like this, is basically the art from the card from the Anakin Skywalker Power of the Force card. Some of them are concepts, like these. Okay, and some of them are from comics. Okay, these are 15 cards. This is an A-Wing. Really cool. I think this is from the box, from the A-Wing Fighter Droids box. That's really cool. It's just like little mini art galleries here, It's so cool. Sorry, drop that. My bad. All right, guys, we are getting ready. Oh, I did. Well, yeah, we got a few more minutes. I got a few more items. So someone wanted to run some accessories, so I'll run a few. Not too many today, guys, just because. Awesome. All right. Okay. Let's see here. All right. One more set of cards here. This is another. Now, I will say this is a. 10 more garbage pail kids. Any more clone troopers? I think I've gone through all of them today. I do have the battle pack that has some. I have the ARC 170 Elite. I'll run that next. Ooh. What are you doing there? There we go. Thank you, Rhino. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the Battle Pack ARC 170 Elite Squad. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I have to put this for a little bit higher for what I paid for it. Okay. It is complete, although one of the clone pilots there kind of fell. All right. I believe it's one of the only ways you can get this droid. Okay. and comes with two clones, 2 pilots, and the astromech. Okay? Now, because it's falling apart there, I might suggest opening it, but I'm going to run this at 45. And if there's no interest in that, I get it. And I will put it in my Star Wars sale coming up at the end of June. Oh, at the last second. Hey, first purchase. Thank you, JL. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Let's see. Why don't we do this? I got a few more items to do. Let me do one more bigger item here. All right, so this is a Yoda this is a little statuette, little bust. Okay, lights up. Okay, it's a gentle giant. Okay, light up spirit of Yoda collectible mini bust. Okay, it's been on display, but it's a convention exclusive from 2007. It's been boxed up, so I think we'll start this. Yeah, we'll start it at $5. Isn't it? And while that's running for a second here, let me grab I'm going to grab some accessories here. That's enough for today. Thank you for that. All right. Okay, so let's begin with, we'll start with we got a Bosk rifle. These are all originals. Guys, I tried, the way I know, my guarantee works like this. Okay? My guarantee is, oh, hang on. Did that run? Something weird here. Hold on. Product action. Okay. 5 and start. Oh, not enough. Start. What? Hang on, guys. I am. Just a minute. I'm having an issue here. There we go. Okay, there it is. I don't know what that was. Anyway, Darth Malicious. Thank you for that. Okay, and how about, let's do this. Let's run one of those, but because why not? Let's just throw a Dengar with them. So you're getting a complete figure, starting at $1. Anyway, so my plan, guys, for the next few minutes, I'm going to run a few more accessories that I have about 4 more larger ticket items. Okay, not some just larger items, and I'll run the last giveaway, and then we'll call it a day. And that gives me time to get everything packed away, and it'll be shipped out. Now, obviously, guys, no post tomorrow, no mail because of Memorial Day. So it will all go out. Thank you, Darth. It will all go out on Tuesday. So just probably Tuesday early afternoon, just so you are aware. Okay, I can go there. All right. How about let's do Rebel Commando. Oh no. Yes, Rebel Commando rifle. Excellent grab. Appreciate that. All right. All right, good. Next up, this is weird, guys. I don't know. This came in a lot of accessories. It is a single TIE fighter, Vader TIE fighter connector piece for the TIE part. I don't know if there's any interest in something like this. I'll just run it for $1. Darth Malicious. He's in, man. Did you just accuse me of being skillful and delicious? Actually, that's a single thing. That's fine. There you go. Can't beat that. Cannot beat that. All right, guys. How about a Chewy Pew Pew bowcaster? It is. I will say, full disclosure, it does have a little bit of. It's not the best. It is complete, but there's a little bend on the end there. Thought it was chewed, but I just think it's like that kind of got stress wear. But it is a good double setting it back. If only it were blue. Thank you, Cleve. All right. Blue black. Take a good look. Make sure it's not one of those rare Taiwan ones. If it is, don't tell me. Just bid on it. All right, thank you. Now, Darth Malicious, you're doing pretty well. You may be and you may be up for the Chewbacca of the week. I don't know what the numbers are going to show, but it's possible. All right, so I had one of those blue survival kit backpacks, and I was going to run it, but then I thought, you know something? It's so boring like that. So I included a better than beater Luke and a really good Yoda. Okay, so the Luke is semi beater because you can see his hair is starting to hair paint and his paint on his saber and stuff. So, but Yoda's in good shape. So I just kind of included them together. All right, and we'll start that at $1. You're bidding on 2 figures that happen to come with a backpack. Please bid accordingly. Seriously? I'm like, the only thing I will say this, that some sellers say this. It's like, guys, it's great if you get the deals, but if you don't bid, then eventually they'll be like, guys, I don't know if I could do that anymore. No, that's fine. As I said, it is a beater look, so not a beater look, but it's a okay. All right, cool. And I know that they're both missing all their other accessories, so I do get that. That was a good grab, nonetheless. Okay, guys, how about two more? We'll do these two together. Those are the Dengar slash Snow Trooper. Dagobah Dirty Luke. That's what I said the other day. Yes, I had a pretty bad one. It's like, you gotta customize it up, right? Man, some of these accessories, like accessory lots on eBay, are insane to me on how much they go for. It's crazy. Then again, two of these are going for quite a bit, so there you go. Nope. Still going. There it is. All right. Delicious. You wanted it? You got it. You want it? You got it. All right. Last accessory, guys. Last accessory. But it's a good one. Jawa Pew Pew. Jawa Pew Pew. Make it a good one. Right. That was an excellent grab for Cleve. You did awesome on that. Congrats. All right, guys. Here's the Power of the Force coin version of this is the last 17 figures, along with all of the here's all the last 17, right? Including the new breakout star of the Mando, Amanaman, or the Amani, I should say, right? And then there's all the other, there's Jack face, all the other ones that came with a coin. And there's about 50 or so, 50 or 60, something like that. Thank you, Cleve. All right. All right, guys, we are wrapping things up. I'm looking around here, trying to just isolate all the things that are left. There's only about 1, 2, 3, 4 items. I think we can do a final giveaway. All right. Thank you. I really do appreciate guys supporting that. It's how I'm able to do dollar starts to lower starts, and I can take losses, as I mentioned on the show. And it's a fun thing to do. And it's hey, you know what? It keeps me home at night. So all right, guys, a couple more items here, and then we're gonna wrap things up. This is a Star Wars holographic Darth Sidious with Mecha chair. Now here's the deal, guys. These are higher end items, okay? They are displayed, so I'm not going to run them for what I paid for them, but I am going to run it for what I believe is an appropriate price to start. I am running a local Star Wars sale, like a yard sale at my house in a little bit of time. And if it doesn't sell here, I'm okay with that. But this is the price I'm asking, okay? So I'm going to ask $50. It is complete. It is complete. It does light up. Okay, it's got the the sideshow exclusive. Okay, it has been on display, but I'm asking 50. Okay, Malicious wants it. Thank you, Malicious. I appreciate it. All right. Okay, next up, let's talk about the vintage figure in the room. All right, guys. So, as I said, this is a open blister figure. Okay. Now, it's actually almost completely sealed. Okay. No, actually, it's not. It's about half. Okay, but it still displays beautifully. I honestly would suggest I'm not touching it. Meaning I haven't done anything to this figure. The only thing I would say, it does have a little bit of damage on the card, but the only thing I would say is put a drop of like a tacky glue. It doesn't have to be like a permanent glue, but a tacky glue, and that'll kind of keep it protected. Weapon is still in the right spot. It's complete. It's a beautiful figure. It's been completely protected. It's just an open blister figure. I kind of purchased this with a lot of them, and if you were in my show on Friday, you know what they were going for. Clamshell is part of it, although I might suggest switching it out for an acrylic clamshell if you do decide to purchase it. If you're someone who would love to have a carded figure in your collection, okay? I live in the good old state of New Jersey, and I am right in the center, central New Jersey. All right, guys, so I'm going to start this at $25, which I think is a very reasonable starting price. I'd like it to go for more than that. But if you're someone who wants to have a beautiful carded figure, and by the way, it is unpunched. It's got a little damage at the top there, but it is an unpunched card. The back looks good. Okay, this is a great way to have a carded figure that's not breaking the bank in your collection. So that's my suggestion. And I know because and these things, even the damaged cards, even the open blister cards, are going for more money, and they're not going to get down in price. They're going to go up. So, John Kylo Ren. That's a cool moniker. Oh, Breaking Bad is back. And John Kylo Ren is waiting. He's going to take it. He's going to take it. When I ship this, guys, I'm going to put a small amount. All right. And first purchase. Thank you, John Kylo Ren. I'm going to package this in this clamshell. I'm going to put a little bit of packaging material inside just to kind of keep the figure protected. All right. We got, this one I have to back up the camera. Okay. We got the U-Wing from Rogue One, also from The Mandalorian and Grogu. All right. Does include an Andor figure. Okay. Cassian Andor figure. All right. It has one. It has one of the Nerf things at the bottom there. That's it. You'd have to replace that. And the wings do fold back and then back this way. It's a beautiful piece. Okay. Let's start it at $5. Well, no, maybe a little more. $7. I think I paid $5. Yeah, bid up a little bit, guys, because this is probably going to cost me when it comes to shipping. It does have a bent gun here, but it seems to just be slight stress bend. It's okay. This is one of my favorites that came out of and I love that they're still using them. Thank you for that purchase. All right, guys. couple more, and then we're gonna wrap things up here. One more set of card backs. I have my droids and Ewoks card backs. All right, the droids one, there's about 20. Okay, these also include some with like Blicks, ones that weren't released or weren't released in the States, and then Ewoks is about 12. All right, so 32, I guess. Okay, and then we got 2 more items after that, and that's going to be it. That's 34. Try to get some more of those trading card magnets. I think the next thing I want to do, I was telling some people on the last show, is I want to try to do the magnets of the first 12 figures, carded figure magnets. And then the next thing I was thinking about was the trading card boxes. I noticed that those have been very popular. They're similar to the cards themselves, but all right, thank you for that. Awesome. Okay, guys, now here's the thing. This next one, this is a Luke Skywalker Yavin sideshow figure. Okay. Oops, hang on a minute. Okay. And while this is running, guys, and just one thing, I'm gonna run my 4th Gibby. This is a Death Star droid. However, it is I repainted it. It was completely faded on the upper half, so I just kind of did some touching up. So it's a customized figure, although it's been customized to look like itself. But it's a nice little figure if you want to just have a custom piece, and that's why I'm doing it as a giveaway. So that's giveaway number 4. So I'll actually start to run that now while we do the last 2 auctions. If anybody's interested in that. All right. So let's talk about Luke here. This has been on display, meaning it was out of the box. Okay, but he's complete. All right, comes with his blaster, comes with his extra set of hands, got the medal. Okay, got the stand. It's a beautiful figure, guys. It really is. All right, so it's got the box. It's complete, but it has been on display, so there might be a scuff here and there. Okay, so I'm going to run this for $60 to start. If there's no interest, as I said, I will put it in my auction, or not my auction, in my show. And nobody buys it then, maybe you'll see some interest in it later. But looks like Breaking Bad's already there. These were $80 when they first came out, guys. So I think 60 is a great resell price for a displayed figure. And Breaking Bad got it. Thank you, Breaking Bad. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Last item besides the Gibby. All right. So this one, I don't know if there'll be an interest in this or not. This is actually this is a throwback, guys. All right. Star Patrol with X-Wing rocket. These are essentially just like, rack toys, a rack set of toys, little army alien figures. They are not in any way ripping off Star Wars, although I would say that the arts, the little droid has definitely got a little bit of a takeaway from that. But it says it's with X-Wing rocket. I don't see any X-Wing rocket. This is just a series of these, okay? So these are really hard to find, guys. They are very valuable because of the fact that they are not necessarily bootleg. They are just what Star Wars was. This is the kind of stuff you picked up in the 70s, okay? 77, this is your choice. This is what you could get, all right? So I'm going to run this for a pretty high price. I don't know if there'll be interest, and if there isn't, it's fine. I will hold on to it. But I want to run it for $75 because I feel like, first of all, I think that that's kind of the going rate for something like this, okay? And if no one wants it, I am totally down with it, okay? Oh, thanks for following, Brick. And I'm going to do one more chance at it. I'll drop it to 65. If there's any interest. I understand if there's not. I get it. But I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a cool piece. And you know what? I can keep it in my collection too. I don't really mind. So I'm happy with the day. I'm happy with what went down. All right. Okay, awesome. Not a problem, guys. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate all of your support and your get him centered. Give you number 4. This will go proudly back in my collection for a while, and then maybe I'll put it out for the sale. All right. Why don't you say we do our little final giveaway? Here it is for my custom Death Star droid painted job. And we are giving this one to Cleve. All right. Way to go, Cleve. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay. And obviously for your purchases. So we got that in a safe baggie. All right, guys. You are all awesome. Thank you so much. Next show is going to be, again, Friday, 6 p.m. with another Sunday show, I believe, at 2. And we're going to follow the same format. We'll do a show. We will do a show that is essentially a vintage show on Friday and then a mix show on Sunday. So you are all awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, Rising Phoenix. Thank you, guys. Thank you, E5D Berdani. You're awesome. We will see you all next time. Let's go do a raid. I think Vintage Toy World might be on. If he is, that's who I'm raiding. Create a raid. Vintage Toy World. We're going in. Let's raid.